and given full privileges of the position after their return to Rome. Even in 1861, much of the papal territories had been lost, leaving the Pope with no sovereign territory other than the papal residence and related buildings. Yet his temporal powers were still acknowledged. He was recognized as a head of state, and later, the Lateran Treaty of 1929 formally re-established papal sovereignty over the Vatican City. The Sovereign Order of Malta further exemplifies this principle, retaining international recognition as a sovereign entity despite the permanent loss of their territory upon Napoleon's invasion in June 1798. Despite such permanent loss of territory, the sovereignty and the international legal personality of the Sovereign Order of Malta continue to persist. Much later in 1894, the order settled in Rome and acquired two properties, the Magistral Palace and the Magistral Villa that received extraterritorial status. Today, the order maintains diplomatic relations with 112 countries, issues its own diplomatic passports, currency stamps, and vehicle registration plates, and has been granted observer status in the United Nations. All these examples of state re-establishment illustrate the principle of continuity of states, as per international law, that a state's legal personality persists over time. A nation continues to exist even after a complete loss of territory. A far more striking example is of the oceanic countries, which are under the threat of their entire nation being drowned and submerged due to rising sea levels owing to global warming. In response to such existential threat of climate change, Pacific Island nations, including Tuvalu, have enacted constitutional amendments and made international declarations affirming that their nation and their sovereign rights will continue to persist, despite their entire territory being lost to the sea. This proactive stance is highlighted in the Constitution of Tuvalu Act 2023 and the Pacific Islands Forum Declaration of 2021. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivoham, through the line of succession is the present 203rd Emperor of the Hindu Sovereign Kingdom of Surangi Samrajya. He was crowned on the 31st of December 2004 at the age of 26. Thus, by very same principles of the doctrine of continuity, through which the international legal personality of Portugal, Genoa, Poland, Ethiopia, Czechoslovakia, Albania, Austria, Vatican, Tibet, Sovereign Order of Malta, and several other nations has been recognized despite having undergone a period of exile, annexation, occupation by a foreign power, or despite loss of territory. The SPH Nithyananda Paramashivoham, through well-established legal and historical facts about the Hindu sovereign state of the Surangi Samrajyam, derives all sovereign rights and powers of the royal lineage of the Surangi Samrajyam as its 203rd sovereign emperor, from his inheritance and continuation of the unbroken succession of the kingdom of Surya Vamsa Surangi Samrajyam Sarvanapitha. Surya Vamsa Surangi Samrajyam, through unification with 20
Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasudisham Tattvamasya Laksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunahitam Sadguruktam Namami. Yes, Nithyananda, all of you. So after this beautiful darshan, beautiful satsang, now we are about to enter into the power manifestation. But before that, if you want to share your clicks, your understanding from the satsang, you can share that in the Zoom chat, on the YouTube chat, and also get ready to manifest the power of third eye. So we, the Acharyas, will be projecting you an image on your screen, and you'll be covering your two eyes. Through the power of third eye, you'll be seeing what all is being revealed to you. So you'll be covering your two eyes so that light doesn't fall on your two eyes. And through the power of third eye, by connecting with Swamiji, you'll be seeing what all details, every single detail of the image that is being revealed to you. So let's get ready to enter into the power manifestation. You can cover your eyes now. Yes, you can go ahead. You can cover your eyes now. Ma Mahabhairava, Ma Trinskananda, Wei Ching Fang, Ma Sally Chan, Sarme Moose. We have Zhao, Asen Zhao, person with the name iPhone, Ma Nitya Prema, Ma Aghor Sarupini, Ma Sarichan, Ma Paramashivoham, Ma Jnana Prakashini, Ma Anupama, Ma Yang Hong, and all the participants with the cameras off, let's get ready to enter into the power manifestation. Just sit with your head, neck, spine in a straight line. Cover your eyes with the blindfold. And just be in that restful awareness. There's no need of any restlessness, no need of agitation, irritation. Just sit silently and unclutch from every single thought, whether it is even a small irritation, agitation, whether in the body or in the terms of thoughts. Just unclutch. Just go on unclutching. And just deeply connect with Swamiji. Understand, it is with a deep feeling connection with Bhagwan that lets you manifest the powers of third eye. Now gently bring your awareness to the third eye. And through your third eye, gaze at Swamiji's third eye. Yes. If you have not yet covered your eyes, you can go ahead and cover your eyes now. And let's connect with Swamiji through the Mahavakya. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Keep chanting the Mahavakya. As we project the image on your screen, let's enter into this round of power manifestation. Let us begin.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Paramashivoham Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham Paramashivoham Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Om Nithyananda.
Now slowly, very slowly, you can remove your eye bands, you can open your eyes, and just take a moment to share what sound is revealed to you through the power of third eye. Please go ahead, take a moment, and let us share. Yes. Ma Mahabharata shares river. Yes, thank you, Ma. Thank you for sharing. Ma Prema shares white ship fountain. Yes, thank you, Ma, for sharing. And Ma Mahabharata shares further more flowers, river, and grasses. Yes, thank you, Ma. Ma Anupma, Ma Sari Chand, please go ahead, take a moment and share. Yes, Ma Mahabharata shares some stones, a clean river, blue, green, colorful. Thank you for sharing. Yes, participants of the cameras are Shriling Udbhavan, Ma Ling, Ma Sogyana, Myoin, Ma Nitya Shaktini, Zhang Jihao, Jun Yong. You can switch on your cameras and let us know what was revealed to you. Yes, white clouds, sky, birds, mountains, river, water. It's just waiting for a few moments as we receive other sharings as well. So then we'll move to the verification. We'll be projecting the image. All right. So now we'll be projecting the image so that we can verify our power manifestation. Yes, so this is the image that we had projected. So as you can see, it's a vast view. You can see the clouds, the mountain range itself. The mountain range seems to be filled with the snow, and you can see the water body itself. It's probably a huge kind of a river flowing from the mountain range or somewhere. And you can see the trees, the green trees, the houses made of woods, the pathway, the green grass. So this is the overall scene. So if we just look at Mahabharata's river, some flowers. So definitely we have the river, some flowers. It's just filled with the trees. So there will be flowers, river, grass. Yes, we have river, we have grasses, some stones. It's mountains range. So stones will be there. A clean river. Yes, a clean river. Blue, we have the blue sky itself. The green grasses, the trees are green, colorful. Yes, it is colorful. White clouds, we have the white clouds, ma. Sky, birds. Birds are not that visible in the in this view. There might be the birds. So mountains, yes, the mountains, river, water. Yes, thank you. Everything that you have shared as a manifestation, yes, actually manifested, ma. Ma Prema shares white ship, fountain. So there's no ship in this view though, and fountain. There's definitely a river in this, but there's no fountain in this. Ma Yang shares, I saw mural with golden, earthy, and blue colors. There are many white chairs in the White House. There are houses inside, so there will be chairs. We're not sure whether it's white or not. The night view, it's day view actually. There are pointed eaves, the green blue tiles. There might be the tiles inside the house because the view is taken from the top, but the third eye reveals much more than what two eyes can show. The house with golden exterior walls. There are small golden color lights. Yes, a lot of details inside the house itself. So that might be true. Actually, you have manifested because third eye reveals much more than what two eyes can see. So yes. Also, Mahabharata shares red flowers, green grass. Yes. Thank you. Thank you all for sharing. Thank you all for manifesting the powers of third eye. And with this, now we'll be entering into the next revelations by Swamiji. And the next revelation by Swamiji is going to be on the, actually Swamiji will be after the Vishuddhi Chakra meditation. Swamiji will be revealing on Q&A on wealth. So these are the question and answers on the wealth by the participants. Then Swamiji will be revealing on owning versus possessing. Many times when we try to own, we instead of owning, we try to possess. How to differentiate between that? Because we know intellectually, we know we should own it, we should not possess it. But what happens is owning becomes possessing. So Sanjay will be clearly describing and giving us the technique how we can own it but not possess. So let's come to the space of listening and as we enter into the revelation by Swamiji.
Thank you for letting me come here. Actually, I had a question which came to me a few months back and I'm still a little puzzled over it. I'm actually a photographer and I started work as a photographer only 1 year ago. So initially, the assignments I was getting for photography, nobody wanted to pay me and that disturbed me a lot. Now I'm getting assignments and people are paying me but not enough. So my confusion is whether I should be okay with it or I should not be okay with it, and if I should ask them for more, and if so, how much should I ask? I feel afraid that I'll become greedy like everyone else if I ask people for to pay me more for my talents or for my services. So
two things, ma. One, do not hesitate to ask. First thing. Second, do not stop being creative because you are being paid only less. See, when you create a kind of an hatred for the people who pay you back, you snub your creativity. So, have confidence to ask and have courage to radiate. Have confidence to ask and have courage to share. Do not stop being creative based on the money you have been paid. Then it will curtail your creativity and intelligence. But you don't need to be covered, or you don't need to have less courage and confidence not to ask.
Thank you, Swami. That's my click.
Two reasons. Come on, then. Let me answer one more message from Miami. The question is, having the urge to spend and have nice things around you, is that a bad trade to have and keep you from accumulate money? Nothing is wrong. You see, urge to have money, urge to spend and have nice things around you is perfectly right, not wrong.
Right. I came from the big, in that when we are grown up, during our, when we are rising up, we strongly believed that we are poor and we are not affordable. For each and every situation, we thought that we had that thought in our mind. Every time we were thinking that I am poor, I am not affordable. Okay. That engrams what we call that programming, what has happened. Till now, I am unable to generate any income, not much to take care of my life. And the second thing is, I have a habit of every month, the beginning of every month, I'll make a list of what are the bills I have to pay separately, and another list of what are the expected incomes. Here, what I have the habit is that I'll focus always on what are the bills I have to pay. I'm very prompt in paying all the bills from the money, not what I earned, from the money what I borrowed. That results in making me accumulated lot of debts. Then that click what I got when I was sharing today.
Great. How you are mismanaging money? Great. See what he said, I think all of you understood. That is a self-explanatory. Great. Anybody else? It's from Singapore. How not to be overprotective and over-calculative of existing money? Does it stop creation? Ships are safe in shipyard, but they are not created to be in shipyard. They are created to be in ocean. Just because they are safe in shipyard, you can't say, why not let me keep my ship in the shipyard itself? Ships are safe in shipyard, no doubt. But can you keep the shipyard in the shipyard itself? No. It is not the purpose of ship. Same way, currency means what? It should be current. It should be circulating. So this too much of fear stops creation, stops your creativity. Retain the money only for next maybe 2 to 3 months, not more than that. If you are storing more than next few months, you are creating laziness in you. Like a fat stored more than required in your system, not only weight, and it destroys your health. Insecurity and bad cholesterol is directly connected. That is why all the Indians all over the world die in bad cholesterol. But like a bulb fuse going, the heart goes away. Too much insecurity. That same thing happens in the body also. Too much insecurity. Who knows, I will get good food tomorrow or not. Let me save the cholesterol now itself. And I have a big belt below the belly. Tap. That is the way Indians' heart goes. All you guys should know, 600% Indians die in heart attack than Americans. 600%. If American 100 people are dying every year by heart attack, 600 people, Indians are dying. Questions? Come on, anybody else here to share? Come. And one more thing you need to know, like spirituality and money. If there is a conflict, you need to first clear that. As I said, be very clear, poor people never get into heaven. It's a wrong idea. Come on.
I have a question for you.
Mike.
what about housewives who doesn't earn? For example, my age is 30. Until now, I have earned rupees 2, which is in my 7th grade because of scoring some good marks. The teacher gave me 2 rupees. That is all the money I have earned. And when I think, I can't claim myself. When someone asks me, are you rich? I will definitely say I'm rich because my husband earns and I'm wealthy and I have all the basic needs. But a deep thing inside me also tells that I have not earned anything. My own earning, my own money, like that I have a feeling. So a deep guilt that I am just spending and not any contributing, that is there. And what about generally housewife? Because most of the...
I will recommend every individual should create wealth. Whether you are housewife or office wife. You are living in house or anything. Every individual should create wealth. What you do with that later on is secondary. But every individual should create wealth because it is life. It is just personality. If you create that kind of personality, even sitting in your house, you can create wealth. There are now millions of ways. Now India also has become a place of opportunities. See, if you don't use the opportunities, you will become opportunistic. People who don't use opportunities will become opportunistic. Opportunistic mentality will start happening if you don't use opportunities. I think it is every individual should take the responsibility for their life and start creating wealth. That's what I will personally recommend. Yes. Yes, please pick up the mic. Yes.
Hello. Swamiji, the click which I got was that,
close the mic. Keep the mic close.
The click which I got was my father was a money lender and he got cheated by many people. And the same thing has happened in my life because I lent money and I on my salary and I got cheated. So
got cheated?
I got cheated. The money has not come back here. And that again has broken into my relationship also. Relationship also with my wife is bad. Another thing is I got a good job in between and I was contributing to Dhanapita for 10% of Anand Samadhi also. And then that I created my own lack of self-image by saying that I am worth being paid this money. And I lost the job. Now I got a job at a much lower salary. Again I am getting that whether I am being worth being paid this money. Now I am trying to change it by saying yes I am being more than this.
You see, you need to understand the flaw. Once you created that mental setup and lost the job. So when you understand that click, that is enough now to change it. Now decide very clearly, I am worthy, that is why I am being paid. Please understand, your very breathing is worthy of any amount you imagine you are worthy of. All of you should know, your presence in certain places is worthy of money. You are paid, you don't even need to work. See, many jobs are more or less like a presence job. You go and be there, present, and act, you are there. That's all. Most of the jobs are presence. There is a very beautiful sutra in the Arthashastra. If a owner of the land is present in the land, crop grows by itself. It's more or less like a presence. Only thing you need to know, you need to understand your presence is worthy of what you are being paid in return. That I can say, that is what I call self-respect. Self-respect. I think it is time you understand it and be a little more intelligent and evolve to it. That's it. Anybody else? Here I have some more questions. I'll share. It's like a more or less many sharings. I'll read out those things and share the clicks with you. See, only like this, strongly analyzing and vomiting it out, all the wrong engrams and wrong mental setup about money which you are carrying will come out. It will never come out if I am sitting and giving you the lecture for 6 hours. No. You need to pen down and you need to express, because you need to make money. If I sit and give lecture for 6 hours, I'll make money. But I want you need to make money. I want you to make money. That is why I am asking you to talk. Whoever talks is going to get money. Understand? If only I am going to talk, then I will have money. And if you are also going to talk, you will have money in your life. Understand? Here is a sharing from Redondo Beach. When I was 9, I wanted to purchase a book collection. I decided to create a business. I sold ice cubes to the people who were selling vegetables. I made a lot of money for a child, like a $30 a day. In 7 days, I had a lot of money. In my country, some people do not make that amount in a month. My mother, aunt, took the business from me and told me that was too much money for a little girl. I see the pattern now. I feel guilty about my ambition. Same thing happened to me in graduate school. I wanted to make a movie, which I was so passionate about. But friends and professors would say, why don't you make something smaller? Whenever I come up with money, it is taken away from me, or people tell me if my project comes to fruition, I will not know them anymore. Please understand, this is a constant suppression being forced on you. You need to break from this suppression and you need to kill these people in your life. I am not saying kill physically, kill mentally. They should not play anymore their role in your life. Winnie Ocean? Where is she? Yes. Don't allow them in your life. Understand? So reclaim your freedom. And reclaim your freedom. Decide, I am not going to let these fellows work on me anymore. So the other day, one of my brahmacharini, she asked me, Swamiji, how can I get enlightened? She is suffering with her grandmother's conditioning. I told, put your grandmother's photo in your room and beat that photo with chappal every day. No, really. I told her, she is dead. But I said, she is dead, but she is not dead inside you. You need to beat her photograph with chappal, left and right, for giving you this third-rate dirty conditioning. Only then you will be out of that suffering. You will be enlightened. Buddha says very beautiful. Somebody comes to Buddha and asks, Buddha, give me enlightenment. Buddha says, go and kill your parents and come. He was shocked. How can I kill my parents? He said, not physically. The image and conditioning of the parents which is inside you, kill that and come back. So I tell you, kill all these fellows inside you, not outside you. Don't kill outside, then you will be in prison. Kill inside. Mentally, don't allow them to live anymore in you. That's the solution. Here is a question from Ohio. If we settle for I have enough, does that mean we are having a buffalo or laziness mentality? Exactly. Exactly. I can say it is not even a mentality of buffalo, it is mentality of buffaloes. Plural. You see, you have the right to have the mentality of how much you can possess, but you don't have the right to stop creation. Create millions and millions. You can decide, all right, I am not interested in having it with me, I will share it with the world. That's perfect. But don't stop creating. Exactly in my life, I don't possess anything. Left and right I create and share it with the world. I'm constantly creating and sharing it with the world. That's all. I am the wholesale. I am telling you very clearly, enlightenment is for only high achievers, not for lazy bums. It is not for lazy bums. It is only for high achievers. If you are not even able to create few lakh and spend for enlightenment, forget about enlightenment. It is not for you. It is not for you. So here is a sharing from Calgary. I was taught early on that money would bring happiness, and that in order to show others love, you had to buy them lots of presents on holidays, and the more money you spent showed how much you loved them, even if you had to spend money you did not have. I am learning how to practice Reiki and also do some metaphysical healing, but I do not want to charge people. I feel wrong about it, that I have to charge people to help them. I have spent a lot of money to take my training, and I am worried that the money will not come back to me, especially if I cannot get over the idea that I do not want to charge them. Clarissa, first thing. Clarissa, Calgary. Where is Calgary? Yes. Clarissa, first thing, if you are confident enough about the product you are offering, any healing you are giving, any service you are giving, I will sincerely recommend you go for charging. The guilt that you are not supposed to charge is a wrong idea. You are offering your time, and the service you are offering is a honest service. Then you don't need to be guilty about charging money at all. Forget about this guilt and straight away take money. It is nothing wrong. Another one thing, especially like a services like a healing and all, if you charge, if you take little money from them, they will have more trust on your healing. It is the confidence you have on the product you are offering. That's all, nothing else. So I'll sincerely recommend you to charge, and they'll also have trust over you. Here is one more question from Vancouver. Can engram be created in the muscle memories before birth? When my mom was pregnant of me, my parents were building their farm and were going through stress and worry on how to get the money to pay for the new infrastructure and support the family. Usually this kind of engrams doesn't get built during the pregnancy. Only the deeper concepts like a spiritual engrams gets built during pregnancy. The money engrams doesn't get built during pregnancy. Don't worry about it. This is the message from Vaideki. Problem, I can't relate to money. I don't have clear understanding about money. I go to work, earn a decent salary and spend it all within a week. I have been doing this unconsciously ever since I came into contact with the green bills. I hope you could help me realize the value and proper use so that I don't remain in the poverty line. Understand? This green wealth, money won't bring you fulfillment. Wealth does not bring you fulfillment ultimately. True, that does not mean remaining poor brings you fulfillment. Come on. Remaining poor, see, the other day we were all discussing with brahmacharis, and I became enlightened without getting the regular education. That does not mean all the fellows who are uneducated are going to become enlightened. Same way, wealth does not bring ultimate fulfillment. That is true. That does not mean all poor fellows are going to have ultimate fulfillment. Wealth and poverty both are equally not going to bring you ultimate fulfillment. So ultimate fulfillment is different line altogether. No way you being wealthy or poor is going to interfere, stop or prepone or postpone your enlightenment. Then why don't you be wealthy? Your wealth is neither going to postpone nor going to prepone your enlightenment. So that is totally different direction. San Jose, sometimes I regret money I have spent. Why? Why is everyone asking everyone else's money? Family to invest money. The problem is, in India, your money is not your money. It is your friend's money. It is your family's money. It is all the poor relatives around you, their money. All of them think they have share over your money. And no, really. All of them think they have share over your money. Especially if you are living in America, all Indians think in America, all over the road, dollar bills are running, floating and flying. You just need to go there and have few gunny bags, just dump everything and send it in the ship to India. Come on. You come to reality and teach all your relatives about reality. Your money is your money, my money is my money. You are having money because you worked for it. I am not saying don't be compassionate, don't be charitable. But be very clear. Only when you are very clear you are not going to repent for it, be charitable. If you feel you may repent in future, don't be charitable. Be very clear. Charity should not come with guilt. Then you will be stuck with it. Understand? The moment you start counting what all you gave, you lost all the merit and punya of giving. For example, if you have given some money for some your friend or a family or a temple or a school or a ashram for something, even once if you count, I have given all these things, over. All your punya is gone. You chine punye madhyalogam vishanti. Come back to ordinary world. All your merit has gone. Your token for heaven is taken away. Now, no more heaven. Get back to your regular life. So anything makes you count. It is the question from Lokesh, San Jose. So if you are repenting, don't give. Be very clear. If you are regretting, don't give. Just see that you are making them understand your money is your money and their money is their money. Here is a question. I was raised with a strict saving and conservative habits. So I believe it should be taught to my kids. And it is my big responsibility. I am confused and afraid if I let my kids spend openly, they will learn wrong habits. Please guide me. Is controlling okay or letting go? Please understand. You should teach them saving habits, but you should teach them creating habits. Creation of wealth. Creation and saving is okay. Just saving, I think you will destroy them. So teach them the habit of creation also. And here is from New York. Money is root of all evil and also money is freedom. Here is the conflict. Also, money causes people to become ugly, greedy and cause unhappiness in others, and money is control. Also, another clique is talking myself out of making money, as money only comes to those lucky. You can kill yourself working and not make money. I have seen this with my parents. This flows into it is not possible to create wealth out of your creativity and enjoyment, only boring work. There are many wrong understandings in this. New York. Alright. First thing, there is no such thing as luck. Luck is negligible percent. It gets popular. Does not mean it is common. You see, receiving salary only is common. Receiving lottery is rare. Only 0.01% of the population receive lottery in their life. 99.99% of the people receive only salary in their life. So understand that 0.001% people who receive lottery becomes very popular all over the world because it is rare, not because it is regular. See, regular things becoming popular and rare things becoming popular. You need to understand. Lottery is a rare thing becoming popular, not regular thing becoming popular. So, don't expect luck to add wealth to you. That is not going to happen. So, have a clear system to add wealth to you. Waiting for luck to happen, for wealth to happen in your life is wasting your life. No, that is not the right mental setup from San Jose. Swamiji, you said that never think this is enough. Keep on creating. My question is, if we spend our entire day and life creating wealth, which I know at back of my mind that it is not real, it is just Maya, it is not going to go with me when I leave the world. When will I take time off from this mental setup of creating wealth and focus on Brahman, which is real? I wanted to ask you, what do you know about Brahman? Come on, relax. You don't need a separate time to put your mind on Brahman. Create wealth intensely. Know that it is Maya. You are not going to carry it when you leave the body. You are already in Brahman. Create wealth intensely, knowing you are not going to carry it when you die. You are in Brahman. There is no other separate Brahman. You need to sit and catch and jump on him. Relax. I think you understand what I am saying. You don't need separate time for you to take your mind away from Maya and soak it in Brahman and take it out and wash it again and soak it in Brahman again. Relax. Seattle. I have two comments from Seattle on what people realized after their conversation. Mark Weinstein, he discovered from his conversation with the other person, I decided that I can live without money. I can't have or create wealth myself because I am not good enough. Beggar mentality. If a person gives, they are resentful towards me. No confidence in creating in a joyful, creative way. Both needs to be, the moment you understand, you can overcome it. That's all. Understand? I decided that I can live without money. You can live without money, but don't live without creating money. I live without money. Understand? I don't touch money. I want all of you to know I have not touched any currency except Indian rupee. That also I touched a few times when I wanted to give it to the priest, temple priest. When I go to temples, when I give for the priest, only that moment I will be touching. Other than that, I have not touched any currency of any country. Traveling all over the world. Still I have not touched the dollar bill even once. I have touched the coins once or twice, maybe, to put it in the toll. In US, when you drive, the toll box will be there. You need to drop some coins. For that I have touched sometime, rarely. Because if the toll box is on the other side, passenger side, the driver will tell me, Swamiji, please drop this coin. Those few moments I will drop. Only for this purpose I have touched money. Otherwise, I am not living with money. I have not touched money. But that does not mean you need to live with poverty, poor consciousness. No. Why money creates division? instead of uniting. Who said money is creating division? St. Louis. Yes. Please understand, who said money is creating division? See, in my life, with money I have created a huge community. I united many people with money. It is how you use that creates either division or union. It is, money itself does not create division. How you use it creates division. Why asking our money back from the person we have loaned is always thought, especially when that person is a friend or relative. Why asking our money back from the person we have loaned is always tough, especially when the person is relative or friend or relative. That is another one big problem. In Tamil we have a proverb, irundu koduthu nadandu vaangu. If I translate literally, sit and give, but walk and get it back. You sit while you are giving, but to receive it back, you run. That is the mental setup. I always feel, whenever you give loan, be very clear, especially to your friend or relative. Feel it is a charity. If your mind is not accepting, it is not going to come back. Don't give. Only when your mind is thorough, no, it is not going to come back, then give. If you have a feeling you want it back, better don't give. That's all. Why are we always want to work on our wants to tone it down instead of creating wealth? Just laziness, nothing else. Just laziness. Don't tone your wants down. Awaken your creativity. Here is a message from when I was 3 in hospital with polio. A gift was given to me and then taken away for no reason. At that time also there was great competition to play with the best wheelchairs. This has left me with wealth and sharing limitations. Now you understand, just overcome with that sharing limitations. Here is a note. Can you explain the difference between greed, ambition and intention to create wealth? Greed, ambition, intention, all these are same. When you are having it, it is called ambition and intention. When others are having it, it is called greed. That's all. See, when you have it, you call it as intention. If your friend has it, you call it as ambition. If your enemy has the same emotion, you call it as greed. That's all. Otherwise, there is no three separate thing. It is just you using your mind to abuse others. When you are having, you call it intention, sankalpa. When your friend has it, you call it ambition. When your enemy has it, you say, greedy fellow. That's all. All three are one and the same. Don't worry. Today I am going to speak on 16th Sutra. He beautifully describes what is yoga and how to achieve that state of yoga step by step. First thing I want all of you to know, yoga is not just physical posture, it has more sanctity to it. It is something beyond body. It helps you to have health and mental well-being, but it is not just replacing your anasin and metasin. We have idea, yoga is just for health, physical health. No. Yoga can give, physical health is side effect of yoga. Yoga by itself is more sacred. It has its own sanctity. Patanjali exactly describes what is yoga and leads us to that yoga state, that yogi state by different sutras, by different verses. In these verses which I am going to speak now, he is talking about vairagya. It's a very beautiful word. Vairagya. I can say the ideas which Patanjali is sharing with us now with the sutra, Vairagya, this is the Vedic solution for this economic crisis. He is giving us Vedic solution. If this one word is understood, this one concept, this Vairagya, is understood properly, we will not have the problems of extreme materialism and the problems created by the extreme materialism, and many problems created inside us by these so-called spiritual ideas. This understanding of this word Vairagya is necessary for the people who live in the world and people who work towards the spiritual enlightenment. In both levels, we need to understand this word, a very powerful word. You can say most misunderstood idea in the spiritual world is Vairagya. And this word is translated into English always as detachment. No, it's not detachment. In Sanskrit, we have three words. Raga means attachment. Araga means detachment. Viraga means beyond attachment and detachment. So the word Vairagya has to be translated as beyond attachment and detachment. It's like a transcending. The word Vairagya has to be translated as transcending the attachment, not detachment. This one confusion, this one word has created too much of confusion in the spiritual world. Because it is not understood properly, the concept was never practiced. The moment you use the word detachment, people are afraid. They don't want to listen to what you are talking. They don't want to listen to what you are talking. I have seen the very word detachment or renunciation is enough. Either they get up and walk or mentally they are shut. If they don't have that much of confidence, that much of courage to get up and walk, if they have some other work, they sit, but mentally they are closed. Patanjali gives us universal solution. Understanding of this one word can create cognitive shift in us, the way in which we observe things, the way in which we think, the way in which we express our understandings in our life as action. It's a very powerful sutra. He is describing about Vairagya in two sutras, 15th Sutra and 16th Sutra. Now let's enter into today's Sutra, the 16th Sutra. If any of you wanted to know about the last sutras, whatever I have spoken, 15 sutras, it's available in YouTube. If you find time, please go through. It will really help you understanding about the earlier sutras. Now, I'll enter into 16th Sutra, the today's Sutra. I'll read the sutra, then give you the translation, then we'll enter into the commentary. Tatparam Purushakyade Guna Vaidrishinyam. Let me repeat the sutra again. Tatparam Purushakyade Guna Vaidrishinyam. There are many translations. The beauty of Sanskrit language is each word, if you break, will give you different meanings. The Sutrakaras, the acharyas who write sutras, they play with Sanskrit. If you read as one line, it gives you one meaning. If you break it as words, it gives you different meaning. If you study word by word, it gives you different meaning. All meanings are what they mean. That's the beauty of Sanskrit. All meanings are what they mean. They have kept all the secret keys, the spiritual keys in the sutras. So whoever reads, whoever listens, whoever internalizes, they understand as according to their maturity. An initial level seeker, if he opens up this book, he will have inspiration to work on the sutra. A seeker who was working on these ideas for a few years, if he opens and rereads, he will have inspiration to go to the next level. A seeker who is almost done with everything, who is in the verge of enlightenment, if he reads, he will have that last push, that final jump. You can understand the sutra in many ways. I'll try to give the translations, 2-3 translations, and try to share what I need to share about the sutra from my own understanding and from my own experience. The translation of the sutra, it's from Swami Vivekananda, and I have 12 sutras here, 12 translations. Maybe I'll read 2 sample so that you can understand the same sutra, how it can be viewed by different acharyas in different ways. Vivekananda's translation, Tatparam Purushagyade Gunavaidrishinya, this is the sutra. Vivekananda translates as, that is extreme non-attachment which gives up even the thirst for the gunas. The guna word as no English word. It's not, you can't translate the word guna as character. Guna means the moods which you carry. Sometime, suddenly you will see, for no reason, you are in low mood. Sometime, for no reason, you are in a restless mood, irritated, agitated. Sometime, for no reason, you are in that restful awareness mood. These are the 3 major gunas we live with. That dullness or depression, we call in Sanskrit tamas, inertness. Agitated, irritated, restless, we call that as rajas, rajoguna. Restful awareness, very peaceful and completely aware of what is happening inside and outside. This we call it as sattva guna. Swami Vivekananda says, when he translates the sutras, that is extreme non-attachment which gives up even the thirst for gunas, even the thirst for these moods, and which comes from the knowledge of the real nature of Purusha. He says even the thirst for these 3 gunas should be renounced, which can happen only when you understand the Supreme Self. This is the Vivekananda's translation. Here I will read Jnaneshwara's translation, Sant Jnaneshwara. Indifference to the subtlest elements, constituent principles or qualities themselves, achieved through a knowledge of nature of pure consciousness, is called supreme non-attachment. You can see how 2 different masters view this sutra from different level. Now I will try to give my translation, how I am translating, and try to add whatever I want to add. many Sanskrit words, the moment you try to translate with one English word, you will reduce the quality of that depth of that word. So I am using 4 or 5 words to translate every single word. Withdrawing from desires through the conscious visualization of one's inner space is the higher state of awareness. Tatparam purushakyate gunavaidrishinyam. Now let's enter into the subject. The today's subject, what Patanjali wants to convey through this sutra. Understanding of this one sutra can completely change the way in which we look at the world, the way in which we experience the world, the way in which we feel our life. The whole thing can be transformed just by this one sloka. The last sutra, Patanjali spoke about the renunciation of the outer world things. In this sloka, Patanjali speaks about the vairagya related to the inner world. I can say the vairagya related to the inner world is more important, need to be understood than the vairagya related to the outer world. As I was explaining the word vairagya, it is neither attachment nor detachment, beyond attachment and detachment. If I have to give you one example, say at the age of 5, you are playing with the toys, car, bus, so many different toys. And now, at the age of 40 or 50, you are not detached from the toys, you have transcended the attachment with the toys. You don't say, oh, you don't know how difficult it is to renounce these toys. It's not that you have a hangover. It's not that you constantly you are thinking about it and forcibly you renounced. No. You just transcended. And you don't need it. You are just beyond. This is what I call vairagya. Just elevating your consciousness to that level where you don't feel all those things are attached to your being, or you are detached from it. Please understand. This idea needs to be understood in a very deeper way from all the angles. I have seen people. In India, I lived 9 years by walking, visiting different spiritual places and temples and staying there. Because of my travel, I have seen different swamis, sadhus, bairagis, people who renounced. When you understand the word, literally, that word renunciation or vairagya in your own way, that can lead to too many complications. I have seen these people. They will leave their house, wealth, everything and escape. Go to Haridwar or Rishikesh somewhere. They will sit outside some temple for their food, begging and eating. But slowly they will get attached to the place where they are sitting. And they will not allow anybody else to sit in that place. I have seen. Means the understanding about vairagya did not happen properly. One more thing. The moment they read this kind of some of the ideas, see, usually people are attached to the outer world, the materialistic things. I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. Suddenly, somewhere, if they read or listen, this material things only gives too much of problem, then immediately they start choosing poverty. Please understand. Choosing is suffering, not what you choose. choosing is suffering. If you choose wealth or choose poverty, choice is suffering. The ultimate lies, choicelessness is bliss, choice is suffering. Even if you choose poverty, continuously you will be forcing yourself to live in that. I have seen some of the so-called the social leaders who try to live in poverty. These guys will put up all shows that I would travel only in the third class compartment, I only live like this, live like that. They put up a show, I have seen. The big problem is, these guys, to maintain their poverty, society has to spend so much money on them. Now really, these guys, they will not travel in the first class compartment, they will travel only in the third class. Because he's a big guy, the moment he wants to go into the third class compartment, the whole compartment has to be cleaned and reorganized and arranged equal to the first class. Better if he goes in the first class taking one ticket, less money for the railway department, less expense for the railway department. I have seen one Swami who drinks only milk. The big problem is, his whole battalion, including the cow, has to go with him. I think it is much better if you drink somewhere here and there. Sometime, for poverty, too much money is spent. If you choose poverty, indirectly you choose many sufferings. Understand? Here, when Patanjali uses the word vairagya, neither choosing wealth nor choosing poverty, bringing a deep understanding about yourself. Please understand. If you come to the understanding of choicelessness, suddenly you see, you radiate so much of energy, so much of awareness. Continuously you will be attracting wealth towards you, but you will not be bound by it at all. Please understand this from my own experience, I tell you. I am working with millions of disciples around the world. So whatever truth I express, and they try to experiment and experience in their life. From my experience with them, I wanted you to understand an important fact. When you choose the choicelessness, when you are in choicelessness, suddenly the suffering, anxiety, fear, insecurity, everything disappears. When that disappears, your energy will be always in high mood. Naturally you will be creative, you will be expressing, you will attract wealth around you. Apart from that, you will be in that peaceful, restful awareness. In the last sutra, 15th sutra, Patanjali talks about the vairagya related to the outer world. The few ideas which I expressed now. Now he is taking us to the deeper level of truths. Each sutra of Patanjali can create a religion. Each sutra of Patanjali can create a religion. Please understand. Many people come to me and ask, Swamiji, why do we have so many different gods, so many different paths, so many different masters, so many different techniques? I tell them, please understand, we had so much of inner world freedom. I ask them, see, in the West, so much of outer world choices you have, whether variety of car, or way of houses, or luxury, all the comforts of the outer world, you have so much choice. Because they had freedom in the outer world, they went on exploring. They went on developing, doing so much of research and development in the outer world. So when so much of research and development happens in the outer world, you have variety. Same way in the East, we had so much of freedom in the inner world. And so much of research and development happened in the inner world. Because so much of R&D happened in the inner world, we have variety. One more thing, Each tradition of Hinduism is independently intelligent to lead you to enlightenment. Each master is self-sufficient. That is why I call our Hindu tradition as group of religions. We are actually group of religions. Each tradition is independently intelligent. It can lead you to ultimate enlightenment. Each master is independently intelligent who can lead you to enlightenment. Each technique is independently intelligent. From scratch to ultimate, it can lead you. Here, each sutra of Patanjali is independently intelligent. It can lead you to enlightenment. Each sutra of Patanjali can create a religion. This sutra, Vaidrishinyam, that is the key word. I want you to understand that one word, Gunavaidrishinyam, free from the qualities. How we are caught in the qualities, how we can liberate ourselves from the qualities. If you just look little deep, all our attachment or suffering is caused not just by the objects, the quality of mood which we experience through the object. Please understand. You want some objects again and again in your life. If you believe some kind of mood is created by that object, which is good for you. If you believe that a particular object creates a mood which you don't like, which you don't want, you wanted to move away from that object. For example, we want money not just for the sake of money. See, money expands your freedom. For example, without money, you have only one choice. You can lie down in your couch and worry. With money, you have choice of sufferings. Now you have more choice. You can lie down in Hawaii beach and worry. Or you can lie down in Miami beach and worry. Or you can lie down in India, Ooty or Kodaikanal and worry. You have choice. That is the reason we go behind money. See, anything, whether it is object or a person, the mood which they create in you, based on that you decide whether you want to be around that or away from that. So ultimately everything boils down to the guna, to the quality which you experience in that. Patanjali is such a great master. All the complications, difficulties, disorders a modern man is going to go through, he has predicted 5,000 years ago and gave solution. Sometimes surprising. How could he predict what we are going to go through in the so-called developed civilization? See, all the modern day problems, he is giving a solution in this one sutra. Three things needs to be understood. First thing, the object. Object or a person, money, your home, or car, bank balance, or son, father, mother, object or person, anything which is in the outer world. Second thing, the experience which you go through because of that. Because of that, if you are around object or person which creates joy in you, that emotion, that quality which you experience in your inner space. That is second thing. Third thing, the connection between these two. All these three needs to be understood. First, the object. Second, the experience. Third, the connection between the experience and the object. The connection between these two. In Vedanta, we have a word called Tripudi, means experienced, the object, experiencer, the subject, experience, what goes between these two. For example, a sweet. First, that sweet may create joy in you. So the experiencer experiences the joy. After some time, maybe after 4 or 5 sweet, the same sweet may create different experience in the same experiencer. Please understand. Here the object is also same, the person who is experiencing also same, but the experience itself will be different. Experience itself will be suddenly different. All we need to understand is the experience and the experienced are independent. They cannot be logically connected. You can see in your life, the same person, when you are in love, how you feel connected, how you always wanted to spend time around with that person. Suddenly when the love disappears, the whole thing is topsy-turvy. The whole thing is different. Now, you just want to escape from that person. Same person and same, the person who is experiencing is same, the person who gives experience is same, but suddenly the experience becomes different. Please understand. That is what Patanjali is trying to express here. All these three cannot be depended. All the three are constantly changing, but you go on believing all these three are stagnant, all these three are eternal, all these three are permanent. Please understand, the very root idea with which we are functioning and the very reality, the gap between these two is responsible for all our sufferings. That is responsible for all our sufferings in the outer world or in the spiritual practice. I can say, this sutra, if it is understood, many seekers, if you are a seeker and having lot of difficulty in your spiritual practice, everything can be cleaned. Wherever I go, whenever I meet seekers, this one question always asked, FAQ. This is a frequently asked question, Swamiji, how can I balance between my materialistic life and spiritual practice? How can I balance between this life and this life? There is no such thing as two life, understand? There is no such thing as two life. Because we have this foolish idea that there is two life, we always think, especially Indians, they think spirituality is when you become old. Really, I have seen in my programs, youngsters, they say, oh, meditation, we can do it in the old age, leave it, it's okay. And old people, they say, all these things should have been done in the young age itself. Now it is too late. This one understanding can solve the whole problem completely. Here and now, it can solve the problem. Any problem, with this one understanding, you can solve it. You can sort it out. One story. I have a few jokes and stories for you. which I never miss. I'll read out, it's a beautiful one-liner, one story. The owner of a hardware store is dismayed when a huge new hardware store opens up next door, erecting a large sign saying best deals. He is even more horrified with another huge hardware store opens up on the other side of his store, putting up even a larger sign saying lowest prices. The shopkeeper is panicked, then his spontaneity works. He has a bright idea. He puts a large sign over his own store saying main entrance. Understand? One idea solved his whole problem. I can say this one sutra can solve your whole problem. The problem which you have with experience and the experiencer. You also have two shops next to you, constantly bugging you, constantly nagging you. Many of our problems are from the object. Object not giving the quality of experience you wanted. That's one kind of problem. Means you think money will do something for you and that is not happening through the money. You think car will do something for you, that is not happening through the car. You think house will do something for you, that is not happening through that object. Understand? Car is useful to drive. Home is useful to stay. Refrigerator is useful to keep your food. But we have a wrong idea. All these things put together can give fulfillment to us. No. You cannot have fulfillment through that. So when you have the wrong expectation, the experience is not given by that object. That's one kind of problem. It's a preliminary level, first level. Second level problem, the same object which was giving the same experience which you really enjoy suddenly disappears, even though you are having the same object around you. This is the second subtle level problem. Third level problem, the same object not only not giving you the same joyful experience, giving you the negative experience. That is the third level problem. Patanjali beautifully solves all these three problems with this one sutra. Internalize this one sutra, meditate on this one sutra. Change your understanding on this one, based on this one sutra. The whole thing will be solved. Let me introduce the exact process of the whole program. It is all about wealth. As the title says, money. The first question, what an enlightened master has to do with wealth? Why should he talk about wealth? He is supposed to be talking about renunciation. But he is talking about wealth. Please understand, a beautiful survey, study done by Ohio University Sociology Department. I wanted to share some of their study by Lisa Kister, Associate Professor of Sociology at Ohio State University. Religion is an important factor in wealth accumulation, a factor that has not received a lot of attention. The study suggests religious beliefs children learn in their families translate into educational attainment adult occupations, financial literacy, social connection, and other factors that influence adult wealth ownership. One more important thing, the study says, it is not only the religious affiliation, people who attended the religious services regularly accumulated more wealth. God pays you. And some of the very interesting informations I want to share with you, so that you will understand why I ventured into this program, N-Wealth, teaching you about wealth. The study says religious beliefs are directly connected to the wealth they create and accumulate. Conservative Protestants don't accumulate too much in this life. Jews encourage pursuits that lead to wealth accumulation, high income carriers, and investing. And you will be shocked to know the median net worth of a Jew is $150,000, $150,890, 3 times more than the net worth of an entire sample. And conservative Protestants, Baptists and Seventh-day Adventists and Christian Scientists, only 26,000. Please understand, Jews 150,000 and conservative Protestants are just 26,000. Half of the net worth of the entire sample. Jews are 3 times more the entire sample, and conservative Protestants are half of the entire sample. And statistics of the communities that remained asset poor, Jews are only 1% asset poor, Protestants are 15% asset poor, Catholics are 7%. Accumulations such as homes, stocks and bonds, Jews 35% have accumulated, conservative Protestants only 3%, mainline Protestants 22%, Catholics only 20%. Early life investment and high risk, high return assets such as stock and bonds to earn wealth, Jews 1/3 of the population do this, conservative Protestants 0% of the population does this. Mainline Protestants only 7% and Catholics only 4%. Understand, the study says religion keeps coming up in any model you run to explain wealth. It is something you can't ignore, but there has been little effort to explain the connection between religion and wealth accumulation. And finally, the study ends with a question mark. Still they are not able to clearly pinpoint the exact faith or the mental setup responsible for the accumulation of the wealth. So that job I am going to do in these 2 days. Understand, religion and wealth are very closely associated. That is the reason I ventured into teaching you how to accumulate wealth. First statement I wanted to make, the first statement of this program: wealth is not a thing to be accumulated or managed. Wealth is you. Please understand. Wealth is not just a thing as you think to be accumulated or managed or created or celebrated. It is you. Wealth is nothing but extension of you. In Sanskrit, we have a very beautiful word. Lakshmi means intensified goal. When the Lakshya is intensified in you, it is Lakshmi. Intensified goal is Lakshmi. The right mental setup directly makes you create and celebrate wealth. I don't even want to use the word creating and sustaining. I wanted to use the word creation and celebration of wealth. The right mental setup is required to create wealth, to celebrate wealth. Only an enlightened person can teach you the mental setup, can create the right mental setup. That is the reason I took up the program on wealth. The usual question an enlightened being is supposed to teach renunciation. Please understand, how will you renounce unless you lived? I have seen wealthy man, I have seen poor man's renunciation, I have seen wealthy man's renunciation. I have seen all these three. Please understand, I have seen poor man renouncing what he doesn't have, and wealthy man enjoying, and I have seen wealthy man renouncing. All these three mental setups I have seen. I wanted to let you know, whether you will renounce or not, that is different, but it is good to have wealth. I completely support creation and celebration of wealth. I'll explain the detailed truths and the mental setups we carry about wealth. Somehow this concept, the very word wealth, if you don't have, greed. If you have, fear. If you are in between, worry. Too much. I can say the word wealth is too mysterious than God. Even about God, you can come to a conclusion and understanding very easily. But the word wealth has become too mysterious because we did not look into it. The right mental setup is not achieved. Look a little deeply. The very word wealth creates so much of pain in everybody. Either you had too much of greed and did not have it, or too much of fear of poverty, or too much of failure ideas. The moment the word wealth is uttered, too many of your failures crops up in your system, and too many broken relationships crops up in your system. Too many broken relationships, too much of disrespect, too much of the pain and sufferings which you went through from the young age gets awakened. That is why a normal man can never think of wealth in a relaxed way. Just look in. Even if you want to think about creating wealth, secretly you sit and think. Even inside your own mind you create a secret chamber where you plan about wealth. Even your whole mind does not accept for planning about wealth. The moment one corner of your mind starts planning, the other corner wants warning you. Hey, you are planning about wealth, you are going to get into suffering. The other part is already teaching you renunciation. But you need to understand, it is not renunciation from understanding. It is renunciation based on the tendency of moving away from life, escaping from life, a wrong attitude. You carry too many chaotic ideas, too much of confusion about wealth. As I said, wealth is not a thing, wealth is you. If you are confused about wealth, you are completely confused about you. Who you are, what you are, why you are, who you are. Who you are, what you are, why you are, who you are. You are thoroughly confused about the whole thing. As the Sanskrit word Lakshmi means intensified goal is Lakshmi. Please understand. Lakshmi is not just wealth. Wealth is one idea. Lakshmi is intensified goal. When the goal is intensified in you, alive in you, awakened in you, wealth is inevitable. Wealth is not just money, the relationships, satisfaction, the power to convert dollars and rupees into the product which you wanted to have. In Sanskrit, we have 8 dimensions of wealth. In the next further sessions, I'll talk about it. We call it Dana, Danya, Virya, Vijaya. Different dimensions of wealth. It is a thing, it is not a thing, it is your very being. Only when your being becomes proper, the wealth gathers around you, wealth happens around you, and you celebrate it. And wealth can be adding to your life. Without the right mental setup, even if you are inherited or grabbed. For example, legally if you are born to a rich person, you inherit. And if you inherit illegally, it is called grabbing, that's all. Without the right mental setup, even if you inherit or grab, you will not be able to celebrate wealth. I have seen people, I have seen all kinds of people who celebrate wealth without having it, who celebrate wealth without creating it, who create wealth but don't celebrate it, who create wealth but never use it, who grab wealth but does not celebrate it, who grab wealth but does not enjoy it. All kinds of mental setup I have seen. A right mental setup, a right understanding about wealth not only attracts wealth towards you, makes wealth happen in your life, it gives tremendous clarity even for your day-to-day life, normal life. Because wrong ideas about wealth becomes a self-impediment for your very growth, for your very understanding, for your very living. As I said, wealth is not a thing. It is you, different dimensions of you. When you manage different dimensions of you, just wealth happens around you. As I said, wealth is not just dollars and rupees. It is relationships, contentment, the peace and job satisfaction, everything, each one of these items, and health, each one of these items are your wealth. And the mental setup continuously to have success, all these things are different dimensions of wealth. So I think now you are very clear why I am talking on wealth. I am going to work on wealth. I am going to teach about wealth to you. First thing I wanted to do in this program is make you understand all the pains you associated with wealth. Your innate guilt about greed and the ideas put inside you in the young age, the wrong ideas put inside you in the young age about wealth. When your parents fight for wealth among themselves, not only you have wrong ideas about them, you have wrong ideas about wealth. You feel, oh, it is wealth separates people. That one engram is enough for your whole life. You will not be able to create wealth peacefully. You will not be comfortable with wealth peacefully. Just see, how many of you are comfortable when you think about wealth inside you? When you just sit in a relaxed way and remember about wealth. See how much of pain comes out. Whether the failed efforts which you took or the failed relationships because of wealth. When I say failed efforts, so many examples I can give. The efforts which you did not do properly, or which you did properly and did not work out, did not click, or somebody cheated you. Whether somebody cheated you or not, practically every person in the world feels they have been cheated. There is nobody who feels he is not cheated, he or she is not cheated. Then who is cheating? Everybody feels, whether it is a person who lives in slum or a middle class or billionaires. Everybody feels they are cheated. They are cheated. How can this be? Somehow, wealth creates, the idea of wealth creates strong, painful memories and engrams in you. That is the first reason why you are not comfortable about wealth. You get into wrong pseudo-renunciation ideas. First thing I want to do in this process is make you understand all the wrong engrams you carry about wealth. Engraved memories, wrong ideas you are having about wealth in your brain, in your system. From the young age, all the wrong ideas you imbibed in your system about the wealth. Please sit and go on writing whatever you remember about money in your life. Please understand. First time, what you heard about wealth from your parents. First time, what you heard about your wealth from your friends, from your relatives, from your teachers. when you started growing up, what are the ideas you imbibed about wealth? I can remember, even now I can remember, first incident of wealth in my life, maybe around the age of 2 or 3, in Indian villages, during the festivals, the uncles and parents will give few coins to kids. So many of my relatives gave money to my elder brother, younger brother, for me also. I got lot of coins for my share. All of them were counting. I was sitting and looking at that, and I looked into my father and asked, what shall I do with this? He said, whatever you want you can buy. I said, I want one Ganesha to play with. You already gave it. It is there for me. I don't want anything else. Then he said, you can give it away to whomever you want. I said, oh, that's all. Okay. Then I called some of my friends. My house is filled with my cousins, and it's a giant family. I called 2, 3 of these guys and said, hey, I don't want this. Whoever wants, please take it. I thought some 4 or 5 people will come and take. Forget about it. The one guy whom I said, he just picked up the whole thing. Whole cloth on which the coins were there. I couldn't understand. Anyhow, I just left it. Okay. What I wanted is there. I don't want anything else. Leave it. This is my first memory of wealth. And still, I tell you, this memory plays a major role in how I handle wealth. It is just utility. I have not created a single relationship because of wealth. I have not broken a single relationship because of wealth. I have not created any suffering for me because of wealth. I have not created any joy for me because of wealth. I am living, wealth is living with me. Just wealth is living with me. Understand? Wealth is your personality, nothing else. I can tell you all dimensions of wealth is living with me. I have a right to talk about wealth to you. Of course, I am a wealthy guru. You can't equate my wealth to rupees or dollars. Media has tried their best, saying 1,000 crore, 100 crore. Of course, all these numbers are lies. It is not that much if you equate it to number. But one thing I want to tell all of you, you can't equate my wealth to number, because I have such beautiful, intelligent, strong, feeling connected sannyasis. Each one of them, how many $1 million you will equate them? You can't. That is one of the biggest asset I have. And it is such a wealth, even when I say it's a wealth, they don't feel it's a pride. They feel only grateful for being around me. For example, if you tell others, my wife is my wealth, naturally she will feel pride. She will say, yes, yes, I know, I am your wealth. But I am telling my sannyasis are my wealth, you won't see pride in them. Not only dollars or rupees, in every dimension, wealth is living around me. So wealth is not a thing, it is just a mental setup. It is self-management. That is what is wealth management. Creating self and celebrating self is what I call creating wealth and celebrating wealth. You need to know, if you are not having wealth, I wanted to make it very clear. I wanted to rewrite the word. Blessed are those who are rich. They live in heaven. I don't want to say they go to heaven. I don't want to use the word. Blessed are those who are poor in spirit, they shall enter into the heaven. No. Blessed are those who are rich. They live in heaven. It's a wrong understanding given about wealth. Being poor is no way connected to spirituality. I am making one more thing clear. Being poor is equally criminal like grabbing or robbing the wealth from others. Robbing the wealth, stealing the wealth, and being poor, both are equally criminal. If you are poor, please understand, it is not that you are not working, you are working in wrong direction to create poverty. Krishna says very clearly in the Gita, Gahano karmano gadihi. World is action. Whether you want it or not, you are in action. If you are not creating wealth, you are in action in wrong direction. That's all. You are in action, but wrong direction. You are creating poverty. In these 2 days, all I am going to do is create a right mental setup for you so that you attract and celebrate wealth. You create and celebrate wealth. First thing, the first process I want to do is sit and go on write all the ideas you received about wealth in the young age. Let me first open you up. What you have, let us dig it out. Then we'll clear this past engrams, create the right mental setup for wealth. Then I'll explain the right mental setup necessary for wealth and the wealth management techniques and ideas from ancient, age-old Vedic tradition. Please understand, Vedic tradition is one of the richest, wealthiest tradition, not just in the inner world, even in the outer world. Thousands of years before, whatever you call as outer world wealth, we are the richest tradition. Even after so many invasion for wealth, so much of swindling, still India holds so much richness, wealth. First, the invasion by different groups like Kanishkas, Kushanas, and Mauryas, then Mughals, then British, then the modern day Indian politicians. So much of invasion, all of you should know. Only one scam of modern day Indian politician has swindled more wealth from India and stashed it outside India than the whole British Empire. In 200 to 300 years, whatever British swindled from India, took it outside India, is done in just one scam. All of you know, I don't need to talk about it. Just one. So, even after so much of robbing, stealing, still we are generating, because the Vedic tradition is life affirmative. It believes in creating wealth, not grabbing, creating. I can say India is the only country which never grabbed wealth from other countries, other civilizations. Every possible civilization and groups robbed India, but India never went out to grab wealth from others. Even after giving up so much, we still have. So if you look from the right angle, I can say India is the richest country in the world even now. Because never grabbed, always gave. Never grabbed, always gave. Still we have. And the funny thing is, still only 3% of Indian man hour is used. Please understand. For example, see, in India we call it working age as 25 to 58. 25 to 58 is the working age. If a person is supposed to be working 8 hours a day, 25 to 58, all the Indians into 8 hours. I am saying that Indians who are between 25 to 58 and 8 hours. If this is 100 hours, for example, I am giving you, only 3 hours productivity happens in India. I want all of you to know. Only 3 hours. But still, we are creating wealth. So I'll share the ancient secrets of creating and celebrating wealth. Of course, you can look from the other angle and say India is poor country, so much of poverty, slum and all that. I am giving you the overall idea. Experience is, the click you need to know is, this idea of connecting food and money, an idea of feeling this much is enough for me, is a poverty mental setup. Please understand, Indians highly suffer with this poverty mental setup. I wanted all of you to know, don't settle with the idea this much is enough. No. Create left and right. And if you don't want to possess, share it with the world. But don't build a setup that this is enough. This is enough curtails your expression, your creativity. I wanted all of you to know, when you start feeling this is enough, when you have a line, it is not that you are a big, great guy. No. You are great when you don't say enough, when you create. While you create, no question of enough. While you celebrate, you can have enough. Understand? When you possess, you can have enough. You can say, this much let me possess, that's enough. Other things, let it go to society in various other ways. When you are creating, if you have enough, you have a sickness. So, I wanted all of you to know, no question of enough while you create. Then what will happen? Your creativity will stop. You will not flower. You will not reach the ultimate. You will not have the fulfillment. You will not be exploding. So during creation, no enough. Only while you possess, you have freedom for enough. Anybody else? Please come. So now you need to break the mental setup of enough.
Yes, Nithyananda, all of you. So with this, we have now come to the conclusion of today's day of Paramashivoham. So it was a wonderful day today. We learned that how creating wealth is an intrinsic part of our life. And if we are creating wealth, we'll be at least creative. And we'll be as Swami says that expansion is life. So when we are creating, we'll be expanding. So yes. So this now would be closing the day with the Pur mantra. So let's join our hands. Namaskar mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavad Shri Nithyananda Paramashwapadukarpanamastu Om Nithyanandam. Yes, thank you. Thank you everyone. Nithyanandam. See you tomorrow.
Around 5,000 years ago,